at the moment, the time now is 11:45, and we're waiting for the sea air to form what's called a line of convergence, along which we can surf all the way across Kent. Once we see that convergence line form, the line forms right down the coast, and basically people like Mark Watts just surf that line all the way along without turning, and it's supposed to be an amazing flight.
Hello, my name's Mark. I've been flying paragliders for about 17 years. I started competing in 1994. I've been on the British team a few times. Generally here we get to do the flight out towards Kent about July, August. I've probably done it about 10 times in 17 years. Generally we start from Devil's Dyke in Sussex. We've got a ceiling of 3,500 feet, but as we get further sort of down the course out towards Lewis and Ring Gliding Club, goes up to 5,500 feet. Then we start working our way around just north of Hastings. Quite often we find ourselves near Rye, across the Rye levels, Dover. Find somewhere nice to land over there and get the train home again.
So some of the kit. What we have here is called the flight deck, and this buckles up in front of the pilot, and we use this is called a GPS, and that is a variometer and altimeter. A GPS, obviously satellite guided controls, and we can see where we are in terms of how far we're flying, how fast we're flying. And then the most important thing is the variometer altimeter, which tells you whether you're going up, down, and what your altitude is. I think I should fly, because over there we see that is Mark Watts, Carlo Borsatino, and they're probably perfectly positioned to catch the sea breeze convergence I'm talking about. And that's where I should be, not down here on the ground.
It's all about climbing and gliding, climbing and gliding. The quicker you can climb, the better. It's almost a race against the day. You're going to run out of daytime, really, if you go very slowly. So you want to climb in a thermal, or you want to pick the strongest thermals to climb the quickest, so you can then set off on another glide. Paragliders are probably in the region of about 10 to 1 now, the best ones. So for a mile high, which is 5,300 feet, you should glide about 10 miles across the ground.
Oddly enough, there isn't a glide. There's one glider in the sky, and I'll show you how it's done. Car keys in a very safe place, very, very important. And a little in-flight snack, nice. If you pack the thing properly, you can have it out ready to fly literally in minutes. And packing up properly, if you do it properly, you can do it in about 5 or 10 minutes. That beeping, that's the sound this thing makes when it goes up. In other words, if the glider's going up, it'll beep. And if it's going down, that little thing points down to show you going down. So hopefully when you fly, you hear that beeping all the time, because it means you're going up. And it never ever gets irritating, because it's a good beep.
It is a risk sport. You try and minimise the risks by flying in the right conditions and being sensible about it. There's very nice, safe paragliders, or if you want more speed, more glide and more performance, your payoff is a lack of or less stability. You pay your money, it takes your choice.
Ooh. Some good wind coming through. Look how everybody suddenly excitedly starts to take off. Let's go and join those boys up there. That'll be nice. Okay, let's do the sport. Life is not a rehearsal, etc. Okay, beautiful takeoff, and let's go get a thermal. Woohoo!
You can't see a thermal. It's generally of a round description, perhaps egg-shaped.
I think we're in something here. Yeah, I do believe this is a thermal. And a good one too.
When you start getting up higher, I mean, at 100 feet you can see that you're pulling away from the ground, but at 1,000 feet You haven't got any sort of visual reference, you can't see if you're going up or not. So this machine beeps at you and helps you to hone in on the strongest piece of lift in the middle. When you're going to a thermal, the glider will pitch forward and you sort of get pulled. It's like somebody very strong sort of pulling you about. Yeah, we got some nice climbs. Probably got up to about 3,000 feet today. Maybe a climb of about 500 feet a minute. That's good.
Just to prove I was up here.
We're getting to the stage now. We've got to make a decision. Are we going back to the hill or are we going cross country? Kent.
There's Kent. That way.
It goes up there, Hastings, and Rye up there.
There's Kent, guys. That's where we're trying to get to.
The other side of that's Hastings.
Did you make it to Kent?
Nearly. Well, we all got away at various stages, or one stage or another. But I got away sort of earlier than the rest. Went down the ridge, got a nice climb there. Each time pushing back into wind, kept feeding better climbs.
You'd normally expect on a day like today, a thermic day, with a bit less wind, the sea breeze to come in from the southwest and the southeast, the way the land faces. But today, very late, it came in from the southwest. But it didn't come in from the southeast, which made our flights rather difficult later on. So you went much more north.
Yeah.
You tracked along the top of the Ditchling Ridge,
Yeah.
around the north of Caburn, and then which way did you go then?
From the north of Caburn, went north of Hailsham, climbed at Hurstmonceux, a couple of other climbs, glided off and landed at here. It's Westfield, it's called. Landed there, just north of Hastings. Margate's a bit of a tall order because you've got RAF Manston right on the edge there, so you have to get up high enough to go over the airspace. But yes, it is possible to land out around there. I've landed at Sarr, Hersden, Sandwich, Deal, so it can be done. You've got to get the right day, the right conditions. If you're getting into or thinking of getting into paragliding, you need to have a flexible job and an expendable income. For an aviation, it's probably one of the cheapest forms of aviation you will come across. It's something that's really going to test your patience. You've got to go to a school, get your provisional licence, full licence, then you can start flying unsupervised and start doing some cross countries. It's a lot of time, a lot of effort. It's almost an addiction.
Whoops. Yeah, I'm trying to get that sea breeze convergence everyone told me about. Isn't that gorgeous? Doesn't that make you want to fly?